Hello there, I'm Kaz. Let's talk about Ubisoft's E3 2014 press conference. Like Microsoft and Electronic Arts press conference, the footage you're seeing is for Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, because I don't have time to record footage of Child of Light. Anyway, Ubisoft's press conference. They opened the press conference with Far Cry 3 and its crazy villain. I would have preferred some gameplay to be shown, but this villain is absolutely nuts. I can get behind Ubisoft's definition of insanity. Unfortunately, what I can't get past is Girlwood hosting the show yet again. She was the host from 2012 and onward, and she's awful. It's not because she's a woman, I want to make that clear. I'm glad that they have a representative for female players everywhere, and that PewDiePie and Tobuscus aren't there. She was unprofessional, constantly swore, made unfunny jokes, as well as messing up her rehearsed lines. Maybe Mr. Caffeine wasn't so bad after all. After this misfortunate news, there was more pain to be found as a new Just Dance game was announced, Just Dance 2015. Okay. Then they showed off Tom Clancy's The Division with a very, very long trailer, which didn't say much. All it showed was that it was set in a post-apocalyptic setting, which totally hasn't been done to death in the video game industry. Then they announced that The Crew, an open-world driving game, is going to have coast-to-coast driving. As somebody who's not a fan of racing games, that sounds incredible. Moving on to the early Assassin's Creed, they showed off a cinematic trailer that looks beautiful as always, as well as a mission from single player. It looks like your typical Assassin's Creed game. Good, but not much of an improvement from the last one, and likely a step down for Black Flag's High Sea Adventures. Surprisingly, they didn't show off the other Assassin's Creed game on Xbox 360 and PS3. What they did show off was a DDR ripoff called Shape Up. The best part is that it uses the Kinect. Whoopee! Next. The other UbiArt game coming out this year, Valiant Heart, was shown off. After Child of Light, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing the engine used, but I'm kind of worried that there's going to be tonal issues. The artwork is lovely as always, but the theme, focusing on the tragedy of war, is kind of dark and mature, and it doesn't quite fit the visuals shown. And let's be honest, we know the dog's gonna die. It would be a bigger twist if the dog didn't die. They also partnered to make a documentary called Apocalypse, and they're going to have images from that appear in the game. High hopes for Valiant Hearts, low expectations. For the final title, Ubisoft's CEO himself came onto stage to show off the multiplayer for a new game. A first-person shooter that looked like a very boring Call of Duty-esque title with obnoxious characters. What was this title? Well, at the very end, it was revealed that this was, in fact, the new Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six Siege. Wow, what the heck happened? That really left a bad taste in my mouth, not because Beyond and Good and Evil 2 wasn't shown off instead of this, but because it looks so bloody typical for a modern military shooter. So, overall, how was it? Well, Ubisoft's press conference was the best so far, but that's not saying much. These E3 press conferences have been short on surprises, and very, very heavy on the pre-rendered cinematics. Next up is Sony. Until next time, game on, my friends.